guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I have here the Masterpalette by Mario and ABH. This was a collab and it was released ages ago. I think this is a 2016 eyeshadow palette and I've had it since the release. It was just the first ABH eyeshadow palette after the Modern Renaissance that blew my mind and I wanted to have them all, and that started my makeup collection. And then the ABH formula became my favorite formula of eyeshadow for my clients. So this one, I put it in the Panda palette because if you guys didn't see the intro, this is gonna be on my Project Pan playlist, but if you guys didn't see it, I just wanna get rid of it, not because I don't love it, but because I've been just stopping myself from using it because it's limited edition and I don't want it to go to waste, and I'm ready to let it go and just focus on the rest of my beautiful eyeshadow collection. So today's my first update and I have progress. I didn't finish any shades, spoiler alert, but I've gotten a lot of use out of this palette. Today it's a look that I created with it because I wanted to have a look with it for the update. So if you want to see the update on my Panda palette project, then just keep on watching. You guys, before we move into the video, don't forget, if you love this type of content, to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and also hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. I'm gonna be uploading a ton of videos now that it's gonna be the end of the year because I've been filming so much now that I'm getting into the groove of things with my baby. So let's just go ahead and see the update of the Panda palette project. Okay, so the palette is right here and I'm gonna open it up, but right here on the screen I'm gonna put a close-up of the intro and you can see there where the palette was. And I'm going to be looking at the picture that I took so that I can compare the shades and I can talk you guys through how the shades were doing and how they're looking right now that a month has passed. Okay, so you can see here, the palette. I'm going to do a close-up right now while I talk about each of the shades. The first one is Hollywood. These I've used to lighten a few shades or just to buff other shades. And it's not my favorite shade, so this is gonna be one of the hardest for me to use up. I just don't like the way it looks on my eyes. I don't like yellow on my eyes whatsoever. I prefer any other shade other than yellow. Then for NYC, I've used it quite a lot, but I have only expanded the pan a little bit because it's a darker shade. I think it's the darkest from the entire palette, so it's the one that I use to deepen up my outer corner or just to buff out my lash line when I need to. Then Kim is one that I was focusing on, that I wanted to finish, and I've made major progress in it. Now that I look at the picture, it's a huge progress. I didn't even realize how much it was, and I was thinking about repressing it because it's getting harder and harder for me to reach the color that I want. I want to repress it and it will probably be done by the next update for sure, but this is my favorite shade in the entire palette. For Muse is one that I've used less than New York City or that NYZ, but that I've used. I know that the pan surrounding the small pan that it has is getting a little bit thinner, so you will see an expanded pan soon. Then for Marina, it's my second favorite shade, and this one, let me see the progress. Yeah, it has major progress in it because every time I use this palette, I use Kim and I use Marina, and sometimes I will use Paris, and I will always use Violetta. So yeah, Marina is one that I know will be done again by the next update. So these two shades will be the first ones to go. And then for Claudia, I haven't used not even once. And I decided today when I was looking at the palette creating this look, that when I finish all of the shades except for Bronx and Claudia, which are the green and the blue, if I finish the rest of the shades first, which I think I will just get rid of the palette. I do not care for those shades. I will use them while I'm trying to pan the palette, and unless I'm super close to finishing them completely, I will just depot them and pass them on or just consider the palette an empty. Then Lula, I'm wearing on my crease today. It's basically the reason why I created this look, and Lula is a beautiful transition shade. And I've used it, but I haven't used it that much because I've been focusing on Isabel and Violetta, which are the two shades next to it, which are other transitions. Then for Isabel, I used it quite a bit, but I've been using a fluffy brush on all of the transitions. I haven't used my detail brushes on them because I just want to do a buffed out sort of looks that look like as if I just use one or two eyeshadows when I actually use about four, because I just want the same color to look almost gradient and smoked out. So yeah, Isabel, I used way more than Lula, but it just doesn't show that much progress, and matte eyeshadows always take the longest. Then for Violetta, you can see that the pan has been expanded, and my goal is to reach side pan, and then for the pan to start expanding more and more and more. And the reason why you see the pan as a line is because this is what I've been using as a liner. So I use NYC to deepen out for a shimmery shade, and then Violetta to tight line or to just smudge my lash line or my liner, and then to create a wing or whatnot, or to buff my wing. So this is a beautiful shade, and I love this as a transition, and I also love this for smoky eyes. Then for Fifth Avenue, I'm not that into golds, but if I have to use a gold, Fifth Avenue is one of those that is the way to go. I've been using it with my finger to lighten my the center of my lid, or as an inner corner highlight. And this is what I'm using today, mixed with Marina, to lighten the center of the lid. These I know I will finish. After I finish Kim, Marina, and Paris, I know Fifth Avenue is gonna be next. Then for bronze, I used it only today, so once the entire month. And I'm not that into that shade. I think the blue and the green are just not that good quality, and they weren't that good when I first bought it either. They're good, they're satin, but they're not that great. I prefer any other blue and green from my eyeshadow collection. And then Paris, which is one of my favorites, again, is the one that I used today with Lula as the main shade. And this eyeshadow will be done soon. Maybe if not by the next update, by the 3rd, it will be done completely. So maybe by the end of the year, I will have 3 full pans gone, and then I will start to focus on Fifth Avenue. Okay, you guys, so that's it for the update on this palette. I know for sure that I will be able to finish Kim and Marina for the next update, and then I want to try and expand the pan in Paris, and I want to hit side pan in Violetta. If I can, I want to try to expand the pan also in NYC, Muse, and Fifth Avenue, because those go hand in hand with my Level Up project pan, in which I'm using the Modern Renaissance. So I've been using these two side by side. That's it for the update, you guys. Let me know below or give me some courage, because when you're using a palette that often and you're not checking up on the first picture that you took of it, you think that you're not making that much progress, but you actually are. So if you guys want to leave a nice comment below, your comments help so much, and if you share the videos, give them a thumbs up. It helps my channel a lot. Also, I'm gonna leave, if I have filmed a few looks with the palette and how I've used it this month, including this eye look, I will show them right now so that you can see them. And thank you guys for supporting my channel this much. And if you stayed till the end of the video, please leave an emoji below with Hollywood, which is not my favorite shade of the palette, if you watched the entire video, so that I know that you did. And thank you for doing so. My lip product will be linked below, because you guys always ask about what lip I'm wearing. If it's available, I will leave a link below, and if not, I will just write it down to see if you have it in your collection and you can shop your stash for it and use it, which is the entire point of my channel, because I love showing love to my entire collection. So that's it, you guys. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. I love you, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.